When I made my original video on the fitness trainer that worked with the sister wives, I had no idea. And I sound a lot like Kody right there. I had no idea that this guy was a recurring character that appeared in the Sister Wives franchise, that he just popped up and kept talking about fitness and everything else. And one of the things that really annoyed me with his particular character is the idea that he presents one of the most negative aspects of going to the gym. He's the guy that is the reason, or at least guys who are in that archetype, are the very reason why so many people don't like going to the gym, why so many people avoid going to the gym at all costs, because of people like him. People who have very little understanding what it's actually like for people to struggle with their weight. People who have very little understanding or intuition on how to work people out who might be overweight or might be unfit or might be out of shape. Because of his approach and the way he went about things, I can tell you now that the whole process that they went through was all for naught. It was destined to fail. There was no way in the world they were going to lose a whole bunch of weight. He started off this whole thing in his first introduction. He said, oh, okay, yeah, we have 60 days that we're going to work together, and I want you guys to lose 20 pounds. That's our target goal. I want you to lose more. I'm going for more. Okay, that's great. Wonderful. They're significantly overweight. Fine. That's what they want to do. Fine. Then you have to set up a program and a schedule that works with that goal. You can't just come in and say, oh yeah, because I'm so awesome, this is all, it's going to be so easy for you to do. Not only are we going to hit the goal, but we're going to go past it. Okay, fine. What are you doing to make sure that that happens? Here's what I saw, and some of the indications of what I saw with regard to how they went about it. From what I understand and from what I see, he focused primarily on what was going on in the gym. He came in and said, okay, we're going to be doing a lot of work. We're going to work out, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be great. And he sets them up and he goes through a little program that he has them doing. That's fine and that's wonderful. But the whole idea is, you have to set up a program that makes sense for where they are and what they're doing. If they are just starting out in the gym, instead of you having them do a whole bunch of fancy stuff that really only targets or partially targets certain muscle groups, you genuinely do better to have them focus on fundamental movement, base movements, which might be compound movements where you're getting more than one body part per exercise. And if they can do that exercise correctly, then that helps them build a foundation that they can build on. Now, going to the gym is awesome. To be honest with you, in the fitness journey, one of the more easier parts for me at least is the gym part. I enjoy going to the gym. I like going to the gym. It's fun. Hell, it quiet as it's kept, I can move a lot of weight around. So I'm not really afraid to go to the gym. One of the parts of the fitness journey that I would struggle with, to be honest with you, would be the nutrition part, which is in fact the most important part of any program that you're going to be on where you're trying to lose weight. If you're trying to lose weight, what happens in the kitchen is 90% of what's going to happen in the outcome of your fitness journey. If you can't get your diet right, you can't outwork a bad diet. Point blank. It's an unfair fact, I know, because I love the pastas. I love the pizza. I love pizza. I love pizza. Me and pizza have had a long-standing love affair, right? But pizza is probably one of the worst things because of all the bread. It's probably one of the worst things you can do to yourself, right? We're not talking about toppings. We're just talking about the cheese, the tomato, and the bread. The worst thing on that pizza is the bread. The most delicious part of the pizza, but whatever. So you have to get on your diet plan. Now, one of the things that I will target is as we go through some of the aspects of what I saw in Sister Wives and some of the clips that I put together to illustrate what I'm talking about, what you'll notice is if you're going to set up a program for these ladies, first things first, you have to explain certain things to them. You have to explain certain things, and then you stand there and you want to hold them accountable as to what it is you want from them and where you want them to be and how they have to be accountable for what they do and don't do inside and outside the gym. That's fine, because that's required. Because like I said in my last video, when you work people out, they're doing the work. They're eating the food or not eating the food. It's all on them, really. Because no matter how awesome you are as a personal trainer, if they're not doing what's necessary for them to lose the weight, they're not going to lose the weight. But at the same time, part of your job as a trainer is to provide that accountability. It's not just, okay, yeah, you didn't lose no weight, so what did you do? Right? It's, we're going to keep track of what's going on. That's also, if you recall from my last video, that's also one of the benefits to having a group that you're working out with, the workout partners. The person who your training partner, the person who shows up and keeps you accountable to you showing up to the gym. You all go to the gym together. It also helps when it comes to nutrition. You're not just on this yourself. And this is part of the reason why I say that you shouldn't go on diets. Diets don't work because diets restrict you to a point, at least the mindset that most people have. It'll restrict you down to a point where all you're doing is just cutting stuff out of your food. And to be honest with you, one of the worst things you can do is to go from 0 to 60 right when you start your fitness journey. So if you start out and you bare bones your food where you're eating nothing but chicken and rice and vegetables, or fish, rice, and vegetables, and that's all you eat, you're not drinking nothing but water, which is great, and you will lose weight. And you're doing salads, you'll lose weight, naked salads with no dressing, nothing, you'll lose weight. The problem is, when you go back and you actually start eating again, because eventually you're going to get tired and it's not sustainable. And so when you go back and start eating again, you're going to put all that weight back on. And because you're not eating that same way, that very, very, very restrictive way, all that's going to happen psychologically is, okay, now that I'm off the diet, I'm just off the diet. And you go all the way off the diet. So it makes more sense to me that you make small changes. By making these small changes, it makes a huge difference. And to be honest with you, strategically, it gives you somewhere to go. So if you're cut, like you just say, do something as simple as, if you drink a 12 pack of soda throughout the day, or soda, pop, whatever region you're from, you drink 12 cans of soda, 12 bottles of soda a day, you cut those bottles of soda down, 12 to 6, all of a sudden you're cutting calories just by knocking off the soda. When you go from soda to maybe a juice, or soda to even better, water, then you're cutting huge amount of calories out per day. And you haven't made any like crazy changes. And those small changes add up over time. And to be honest with you, if he wants to hold them accountable, I don't understand why you wouldn't keep track of what's going on with them. Keep track of their progress, where they are, what they're doing. You want to make sure that everything that they're doing is making sense towards the program. So from my understanding, he did exactly 3 weigh-ins. He did the first day weigh-in, he did a 30-day weigh-in, and then he did the 60-day weigh-in, the final weigh-in. In which case, this is where we are now in part of the clips that I pulled. Let's take a look at the first part where he starts talking about how they look and how they feel.
You're the same weight you lost and you lost. Can you look in the mirror and see a difference in your body?
Yes.
Oh, it's dramatic.
Okay, now that's a big part. Can you see a difference in the way you look, the way you feel? That's huge. Now, initially, I saw that and I said, okay, that makes sense. When you go through any kind of body transformation or any fitness journey, one of the things that you will experience is a body recomposition, where you start to lose body fat, in exchange you start to pick up muscle. Now, this may cause some fluctuation in the scale. So you start off at the scale, all of a sudden you come down 5 pounds or 10 pounds, and then you shoot back up to maybe 5 pounds, or it seems like you're going steady, but you notice that you're losing inches off of your waist. Your clothes are fitting different. You're wearing smaller clothes. You feel better, which is huge, and that's really what you want. It's not just about how good you look in a bikini or a swimsuit, or whether you can take your shirt off, fellas. The real part of it is, how do you feel? Can you get up out of chairs without having to put your hands on something in order to hoist yourself up? That's what you really want to go for, your mobility, your flexibility. You want to try to make sure you have that. That makes perfect sense to me. And I would encourage that. So, okay, you feel different. You guys are excited. And that's something that you can build on as a trainer. That excitement is that accomplishment and that feeling of accomplishment. That's something you can build on to help them continue to go to the gym. Here's what he had to say in response as I was ready to say, okay, good job, bro. Here's what he had to say.
If you want 20 pounds, that's the goal, not 4. Okay? It's not about, I feel better in my clothes. Okay? Our goals are our goals.
Our goals are our goals. That's what we're going for. If you say you want this, then that's what we have to go for. If that's the goal and that's the only thing that matters and you don't give a damn about how they feel or how they look or the changes that they made, you want them to feel a certain way because they didn't hit a goal of a number, then you, my sir, have failed. Because like I said, you should have been keeping track of where their weight was so that you can make adjustments throughout the 60 days. You don't wait till halfway through and then say, oh my God, you haven't lost any weight. You don't wait till day 60 and say, oh my God, what have you been doing? We've been here for 2 months and you haven't lost any weight whatsoever. You only lost 3-4 pounds. What are you doing? And and because I failed you as a trainer, I'm going to now put it back on you and try to point the finger at you as though you failed. No, my man, if they were paying you to do this job and the job didn't get done, then you have a hand in that failure. Again, if you gave them the workouts, you helped them with their diet and nutrition, and you were encouraging them the whole way, and you noticed and you were keeping track the whole way, and they refused to do the things that were necessary that you prescribed to them, then it's on them. But if you fail to give them that information, it's 100% on you. I say it's 100% on you because you are the reason why that's what they're paying you for the information and knowledge and the motivation partially. Now let's watch this second part.
We have made steps and we have made improvements on ourselves.
But that's not good enough.
That's not good enough. Here it was, Mary was trying to defend herself a little bit and say, we have made steps, we have made improvements, we're coming to the gym, we're doing something we're not used to doing, we're trying to build that habit. And he tells her, well, because you didn't hit a certain number, it's not good enough. Let me give you guys a little secret. If you go to the gym, what are you going to the gym for, especially if you're on a fitness journey where you're trying to lose weight? What are you actually trying to accomplish? You're actually trying to accomplish body composition change. You're trying to change how you look. You don't like how you look, so you want to change that. And that's how 90% of people actually wind up going to the gym and why they wind up working out and putting themselves through that, is that they don't like how they look. They don't like how their clothes feel. Now, if we made it all about the numbers, say you were 100, 200 pounds, right? You're 200 pounds, you want to be 150. And I say, okay, you know what? I can get you down to 130. And you're going to lose 70 pounds. On a scale you step on, that number's going to say 200 when you start. It's going to say 130 when you're done. And I can guarantee that. But the caveat is you're going to look the exact same way you do at 200 pounds. You're going to look the exact same. You're going to wear the same clothes. Your clothes are going to fit the same. Your mobility is going to be the same. Everything's going to be the same. The only difference is when you look down on the scale, the number's going to be different. How many people are signing up for that bullshit? Nobody. Nobody's signing up for that. Hell, I wouldn't sign up for that. That's ridiculous. I'm not going through all this so I look the same and I don't experience no changes. Part of the benefit of going to the gym is that you actually feel better and you feel more confident in the way you look, the way you move. That's the whole reason why you go. Nobody's trying to stay the same. So for him to stand there and say that because you didn't hit a certain number, even though you hit these other things and you're starting to notice changes, that's no good because you didn't hit a number, then you're a damn fool. And you're in the wrong industry, sir. You're in the wrong industry. You're in this situation, he's no better than many of the fitness people that you see on IG, YouTube, wherever, who give you a bunch of crap advice on how you can lose weight and how you can live a better life and how you can live longer and all this, that, and other. You just buy a program for $50 and they'll customize it, the same customization that they give to a 50,000 or 100,000 or a million other people. Same program, same diet plan, same everything, and it doesn't do anything. It's a waste of time. And because you stand there and you think that you look good, and I can look at his physique and I can see flaws in his physique, things that he needs to work on. Anybody can do that. But because you feel like you look good, and certainly you feel like you look better than them, that you get somehow that puts you in a position where you get to criticize them and tell them what they need to do and what they're not doing and how they need to do it. This is your job. The difference is this isn't their job. This is your job. And you didn't do a good job. When you do things like this, the way this guy went about it, this is what happens, and this is the results many times over, especially for people who are not used to going to the gym and haven't developed that love for the gym.
I was discouraged at the 30-day checkup, and instead of being empowered by that news, I just gave up.
And that's the point. Many people who go through this type of program and they receive those kind of results and they receive that kind of discouragement, they give up and they stop going. They cut the habit and they say, what the hell am I doing all this for? I go to the gym, the trainer's telling me that I ain't accomplishing nothing. I'm missing meals. I'm missing this. I'm missing that. I'm going to the gym. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't feel good when I go there. My self-esteem takes a hit because as soon as I show up with my baggy ass sweatpants, there's somebody walking by with some booty shorts. And they look fantastic. I don't enjoy going, so I'm not going anymore. And they feel discouraged, they feel beaten. And part of the problem is that many of the people who need to go already feel broke down, beaten, and put upon. You don't have to pile on to make them feel worse. That's not your job. That's not what they're paying you for. That's not what you should be in it for. And part of it too is that part of the nutritional thing, like I said, a big part of it is the nutrition. If you want to have success when it comes to weight loss, nutrition. The head resistance training is important because that helps with the body composition. That'll help put muscles in places where you used to have fat and help you look a certain way, or look to the place where you want to be. If you do all cardio and you don't do any resistance training, you'll become a smaller, heavier person, basically. You'll lose a lot of the muscle definition and you'll lose some fat, but you won't have the shape that you want. So you want to put the resistance training in there. Everything has its place. You want to have your nutrition on point. That reduction in calories will help you come down in the scale and help give your body the nutrition that it needs in order for you to be able to build the muscle that you need so you can look the way you want to look. The resistance training helps you build the muscle, also helps with loose skin issues to a degree because it makes the skin more resilient. And as you stretch yourself out and you get bigger and stronger, it helps with the metabolism. When it comes to cardio will help you and your cardiovascular, how you breathe and take in and process oxygen, so on and so forth with your heart, lungs, all that, which is fantastic, and that's what you need. But at the same time, when it comes to weight loss, the only thing cardio really does is creates more of a calorie deficit. So you're burning calories. While you're doing a cardio, you're burning calories. When you have muscle, the more muscle you have, muscle is a expensive tissue, so it causes your body to burn calories just by you having muscle. It just costs more in the calorie bank. So if you want to restrict your diet, one of the strategies that you can use, especially as you're a parent, is you want to food prep and you want to make sure that your kids or anybody in your household is involved with the dietary change. This is why I say you shouldn't go super restrictive, because if you got kids, if you cut it back to flavorful chicken, like you barbecue chicken, not necessarily putting barbecue sauce on it, but you grill it and you put it on the grill, you smoke it or whatever the case may be, you make the chicken delicious, then you put some broccoli or some kind of vegetable next to it, and maybe like a starchy spice or starch, where it's like a potato or rice or something to that effect, a small portion of that. That's your meal. That shit is good and it tastes good and the kids will like it, and you can eat those meals and they will learn to how to eat properly as well. It doesn't have to be a punishment. It doesn't, and in fact, it shouldn't be a punishment, because this is something that you should want to do long term. And that with encouragement can make all the difference in the world. That's my take. I'm James. This has been my take on reality, and I'm out.